Hey, 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 it is an unstoppable day. It's your boy, Terrance, the Unstoppable Coach Leftridge, with Unstoppable Stories, where we talk to ordinary people with unstoppable stories. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you guys for hanging out, tuning in. I know we're a little late, but each and every week, I tell y'all this. I tell you. Each and every week, the universe tries to prove that this show is going to live up to its name. Each and every week, something happens where the universe tries to stop this show from happening. But who are we? We are unstoppable. We cannot be stopped. We know that the people that come on this show and the messages that they have to deliver to you are so important that there is nothing that's going to happen that's going to stop us from making this happen. So thank you for coming in to the Unstoppable Story Show. You know, if it's Tuesday night, it's Unstoppable Stories. So come on in, swipe and share. Let us know where you are seeing us from. I am also linking this to the Unstoppable Stories page. So let me just go ahead and make sure it is over there real quick. So come on in, swipe and share. Let me know where you are watching the show from. You know, what city are you watching us from? Where are you at? I see Arlene Collins. Hey, Queen Arlene, thank you for joining us. I see you. Thank you, Lady Rochelle. Lady Rochelle is joining us. Lady Rochelle, one of the fabulous co-authors in my book that we have ready for you guys this holiday season. It is the book You Are Unstoppable, Moving from Past to Purpose. Makes a great holiday stocking stuffer. You can go ahead and get that book right now simply by going over to unstoppablecoaching.com/store. www.unstoppablecoaching.com/store. Go pick up that book right now. Makes a great stocking stuffer. So thank you, Lady Rochelle, for joining us. We're going to give it a couple more seconds for people to jump in, swipe and share, and then we're going to bring on our phenomenal guest. So again, let me hold on a second while I send this over. Make sure that it is on the Unstoppable Stories page, because we want all of our followers from across the world to check out the possibilities that this show is going to create this evening. So if you know somebody, get on the phone right now. Let them know that the Unstoppable Stories show is on the air, live and in person. And we're going to be talking to you tonight about creating the possibilities for your life in 2019. Too many of us wait until the new year to start thinking about the possibilities, to start thinking about the goals, to start thinking about the things that we want to achieve in the new year. For many people, this time of year, December, with the holidays, it's a time where we tend to slow down, where we tend to relax, where we tend to live on our laurels, if I can say it like that, instead of taking this time to really recharge and ramp up so that you can hit the ground running in 2019. The possibilities are endless for the things that you can create if you start right now. If you don't decide to wait until 2019, oh, it's not 2019 yet, I still got time. Oh, Terrance, it's December. It's December this, it's December that. I can still coast through. Let me relax. Let me enjoy. Let me sit back and open my presents. Well, here's what I want you to know. In 2019, just like in 2018, you were given a gift. And you didn't do anything with that gift maybe in 2018. Now is the time. Now is the time like no other time for you to not just receive the gifts, but for you to be the gift for somebody else. The possibilities of what your gift can do in somebody else's life is endless. But first, you've got to take that step. And we have a phenomenal person with us here tonight that is going to let you know how you can use the possibilities in your life to create the life that is full of possibilities for other people in their lives. And he is none other than the possibilitarian himself, Mr. Chris Gloss. He is an exceptional communicator. He is a keynote speaker, and he is a performer who helps companies nationally and internationally exceed their targets and their goals. He is not only a speaker, he is a consultant, he is a trainer, and he does a phenomenal job of getting you motivated to take your life to the next level now and in the future. And so, as I always do, I think the guests can tell you who they are better than I can. So we're just going to bring him on to the show now, live and in person. My man, the possibilitarian, Chris Gloss. Hey, Chris.
Hey, sir, how are you?
I am unstoppable. You know what the tagline says. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I am fired up. I mean, I'm standing here listening to you set the bar so high. I just pray that I can live up to this standard that you already set and you have out there in the universe.
Well, I have no doubt that you're going to live up to it and blow it out the water. But here's what I love to do, because like I just said, you can tell us and tell my unstoppable audience who you are so much better than I can. So, Chris, why don't you take a second and introduce yourself to the Unstoppable Story Show?
All right. Hello, everybody out there. And you have a tremendous leader you're following, and I am excited to be here tonight. My name is Chris Gloss, known as the Possibilitarian. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale once said, no matter how dark things are or appear to be, raise your sights to see the possibilities. Always see them, for they are always there. I'm just a guy who has been living this life looking at the possibilities, being flexible, adaptable, and versatile with the different things that life teaches me. And I take those experiences and I share them with other people to shorten the learning process for them to be able to get extraordinary results in their life. So that's something that I love doing, something I continue doing, and I plan on doing until I'm no longer on the planet. So it's a pleasure meeting all of you.
And it is a pleasure again having you on the show. I think back over our relationship together, and I'm just humbled because I met you again through the Mind Shift Talk radio crew. And so shout out to Billy Miller, who is watching us in the comments right now, and to Stacey Emery and to Nita Warren. Thank you to all of them, because they not only planted a seed in me that has now turned into this show years later, but they also connected me to some phenomenal people like yourself, a phenomenal speaker, a phenomenal coach, a phenomenal consultant. So why don't you tell us how you got started in this arena? How was the possibility created for you to do what you do today?
Yeah, and first of all, I want to give a shout out to the Mind Shift team as well. That's a group of individuals who I absolutely love, who we had the chance to work together and realize some possibilities in each one of our lives. So, and you had a great interview with them about a month ago, and so I highly recommend people to take a look at that video as well. But when it comes to being the possibilitarian, this has been woven throughout my life. I've seen this all the way back since I was a child, because like many people watching the show tonight, I had viewed life from a place of limitations. I never seen a lot of things happening for myself. I only focused on what was around me, never really focused on the possibilities. Didn't really reach, didn't really stretch, didn't really grow, but all the while, there was something on the inside of me that was special. I didn't know how to cultivate it, didn't know how to bring it forward, didn't even know if it was possible for me to live a different life. But based on this thing called life, if you just continue down a particular path, you will run across someone that will begin to give you clues that you can follow to change your circumstance or situation. I like something, Terrance, that you were talking about at the beginning of your show, and I remembered a quote from Marcus Aurelius, who said, "Quit living as though you have 1,000 years to live." Think about that for a second. Quit living as though you have 1,000 years to live. Although I heard that quote later in life, it resonated throughout my entire life, because I knew if I wanted something different, if I wanted change, if I wanted to become something greater, something better, that I had to develop a sense of urgency and pursue something that was bigger than who I was. And so for me, looking at the possibilities I begin to see signposts throughout my life that encourage me to keep reaching, keep stretching. And just as a quick note, everybody that's watching your broadcast right now, whether live or replay, just because you're watching this broadcast is proof of your reaching. It's proof of you demonstrating faith that you believe there is something more in you, that there's an unstoppable giant waiting and willing to pursue for the possibilities. This is proof of your faith, proof of your reaching, just because you're on here tonight.
Man, oh man, you know what? It's like we sat back and wrote this script right right before the show, because as soon as you said that about the people who may be watching live and who may be watching replay, there it was, bam, right there on the screen, technology working. But it's so true. Many of us we're it's almost, Chris, like we're caught in this time warp that we think this time is just going to keep going and going and going and going. And if I learned one thing about my life in 2018, I learned that it could end in an instant. I told the story earlier this year, and I've told it a couple of times on the show that, I was maybe this far away from being in the line of fire from a drive-by driver who killed my neighbor right in front of my house. And I'm not on one of those blocks. I'm in Chicago. Everybody knows I'm in Chicago. So let's get that out of the way right now. And we all know what the media has been saying about Chicago over the past couple of years. It ain't all true, but I'm in Chicago, and I could have been on one of those blocks where it's notorious for gun violence and shootings and murders. But I don't live on one of those blocks. So for that entity to enter into my existence goes to show that nobody knows the minute, the hour, or the day when it's going to be their turn. But everybody knows that from the day that they were born with a gift deep inside of them. And oh, what a shame it would be, in my opinion. I don't know about yours. I don't know about anybody's watching. What a shame would it be to go back to my maker and him to say to me, I gave you a gift and you never took the time to use it.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely powerful. Now think about that quote from Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou said, there is nothing as painful as an untold story buried in your soul. Think about that. There is nothing as painful as an untold story buried in your soul. That's that yearning when you're on that 9 to 5, when you're at work and you feel that frustration, or you doing something that you know in your heart that there's more, that there's greater. That's that pain that you feel. That's that story of greater, that story of unstoppable, that story of possibilities that is crying out on the inside of you. And there's nothing as painful as silencing that cry, telling that cry, just wait. Just like that Marcus Aurelius quote, right? Quit living as though you have 1,000 years to live. Quit living as though that you have time for that dream. I don't know about you, but there are more days behind me than me. I can't silence that cry. I don't have the luxury of silencing that cry. Absolutely. So that's why you and I encourage people that it's the time is now to live from that place of that dream, that goal, that idea that you have on the inside, and be that unstoppable champion.
Cool. You guys, you're watching the Unstoppable Story Show with my man, the possibilitarian, Chris Gloss, here on the Unstoppable Story Show. I want to shout out some people real quick. It looks like one of your buddies, Henry Jameson, is watching us, talking Make Every Second Count. Absolutely. Thank you. Diamond Queen is watching. Thank you, Diamond. Yes, I am so glad that I'm here, because that just lets me know that God is not done with me yet. And if you're watching, then that means God is not done with you yet either. We all have that gift that is still waiting to be given to the world. Maybe we're in the process of giving it, or maybe we are in the process of figuring out what it is we have to give. Whatever that is, hopefully this show will give you some more insight into the possibilities that are available to you in 2019. One more, Billy Miller is saying, a dream as if you'll live forever. Take action as if you'll die tomorrow. Go ahead, the motivational minister. What do you think about that quote, Chris?
Hey, Billy Miller is known for dropping the mic and walking off the stage. And that right there, if you're talking about having a powerful 2019, that's right. It's good to dream, but it's a day, it's every day taking definitive action towards whatever it is you want. So if you're watching this broadcast right now, here's what I want you to write down. Here's what I want you to write down. Consistency and discipline every day. It's about that consistency and discipline every day. This has to be your daily mantra. You want to manifest things, it's about that consistency and discipline, and not paying attention to what you believe is, are you closer? Don't pay attention to the how it's going to happen. Once you choose that direction, you have your goal, you have your vision, you got to lock in, and then it's only about consistency and discipline every day. If I were you, I would put it on a 3x5 card, several 3x5 cards. I would put it on my refrigerator for your health goals, put it in your car to maintain your focus. So when you get to work, that you would have the right focus, consistency and discipline, because I'm working on something. I don't have the time to engage with the pettiness and foolishness that goes on at work sometimes, right? It's about that consistency and discipline. So Billy Miller is right on target. And that's why people should even follow Billy Miller, because he drops knowledge like this all the time. Truly a man of wisdom.
Yes, indeed. That's why I'm glad he's part of our circle of influence. And so Tanya Bond says consistency and discipline every day. Thanks, Tanya, for watching. Hey, author Marie Abega says consistency and discipline every day. Thank you, Maria Abega, out in Galveston, Texas. Thank you guys for watching.
Wow.
So let's jump into it, because I know they want to hear from the possibilitarian about what is possible in 2019. But before we go there, Chris, a lot of people, for some reason or another, don't think that it's possible to have possibilities, and that stops them from being unstoppable. So when you hear the word unstoppable and you think about the possibilities of your life, what does that mean to you?
Well, when I think about the word unstoppable, I think about the word decision. I think about the word decision. So you got to get to a place in life where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of being where you are, and just begin to say, hey, there's an expiration date on my life. So I want to be, do, and have, just like Zig Ziglar said, be, do, and have more in my life to contribute more into the lives of those who I love, and live a life of making those things important. It's a decision. Being an unstoppable champion is simply a decision that you make. Now, you're going to be tempted, tested, and tried along the way to give up, to cave in, and cause. Write this quote down. No one is exempt from life's trials and tribulations. Write it down. No one is exempt from life's trials and tribulations. There are going to be things that come your way, unforeseen, these things you did not see coming. They will happen. They will happen, but it's your decision and that consistency and discipline of standing in that place of decision that you made that's going to help you become that unstoppable champion. That's what's going to get you to the other side. And here's a key thing for you to understand. Everyone must make that decision. Everyone. No one's exempt. So when you see people rising and you see people shining, it's not by accident, it's by decision. And that decision to be unstoppable will take you wherever you desire to go in life. But you can't forget that consistency and discipline daily. So when you reinforce that decision you made with 3x5 cards, with affirmations, making it a mantra, it will help you as you go on your journey. And as you get hit by the storms and trials and tribulations of life and challenges, it will make you bulletproof. It will seem like you're bulletproof, although you feel the arrows, but you will be able to continue to go because of the decision that you made to be consistent and discipline every day to be that unstoppable champion.
I love it. I love it. Being an unstoppable champion, it requires making those decisions. But, Chris, a lot of our people who they can't thrive, they can't move forward because they're just in this manifestation life called survival. They can't see the possibilities beyond that next paycheck. They can't see the possibilities beyond that next meal. How do you work with your clients, and how do you work with companies to have them see that the possibilities are more than just as what is in front of them?
Yeah, so we're going into 2019, and 2019 is going to be different than any year we've ever experienced before, because the advancement in technology and where anybody has access to do whatever it is they're passionate about. I mean, literally in 2019, if you're not doing what you're passionate about, it's because simply you made a decision not to. So everybody write this down. My first point, I want you to write this down. Everybody write this down. Make decisions from a place of thriving and not just surviving. I'm going to say it again. Make decisions based on being from a place of thriving and not just surviving. See, if you have this mindset of just making it to the next week or next day or next month, and I'm not saying that people are not going through hard times right now. I'm not saying that at any point in time on this journey of life that you won't be hit by the blind side and fall down and suffer financially, emotionally, relationships not going the way you want them to. Yeah, all those things can happen, but you're going to have to still make decisions from a place of thriving. You got to make decisions based on where you're going, where you want to be, not where you are, not the circle that you're standing in, like that word circumstance, the circle you're standing in. Don't make it based off of what you can see, what you could feel, what you could touch, not based off your current relationships, not based on any of those things. Make it based on a decision from thriving. Even though you're minding your business in the chat room right now, you could connect with a Tanoa Bond in the chat room right now, one of the most brilliant minds I've ever known. You can make a decision and connect with her, and she knows how to get you to a place of thriving, right? Just one relationship is all you need to really make whatever it is you want to work on in 2019 to manifest. You're just one connection away. And in 2019, just because of the way technology is advancing, it is easy to do whatever it is you want to do. The only thing that can stop you is you're focusing on the excuses that you can make. That's the only thing that's going to stop you, because it's super easy. If you want to do a show like Terrance, it's super easy with the technology. You can jump on. There's a story about a kid on YouTube, Terrance, who shows his toys, who made $25 million. I think he's like 4 or 5 years old, made $25 million on Facebook, and just had a major correction. And this kid don't even know how to click the record button. How crazy is that? So in 2019, make decisions based off of thriving and not just surviving, not on where you are, but where you want to be. And that should be all your investments. So write this down real quick also. I can tell where you are and where you're going based on 2 things: your checkbook and your calendar. If I look at your checkbook and your calendar, I will let you know where you're going. I can also identify where you are. When you make a decision based off of thriving, you invest in books like Terrance have, and programs like Terrance is doing, like things like Harry Jameson that's in the chat room, developing online curriculum to help businesses go to the next level. See, if I look at their checkbook and their calendar, it'd be filled with decisions based off thriving and not surviving. So you could do a quick checkup from the neck up tonight by simply looking at your checkbook and calendar and say, is it filled with decisions of surviving or filled with decisions of thriving? And if you have a challenge with that, all I'm really saying is focus on using your faith, not your doubt. Focus on faith and not doubt.
I love it. I love it. I told you guys, it may seem like we scripted this before the show started, but we really didn't. It's just when you put like minds together, like the Possibilitarian, Chris Gloss, and the Unstoppable one, Terrance Leftridge, synergy, or as my friend Dr. Ed Womack would say, Minergy, comes together. Because you just dropped that nugget. Check your checkbook and your calendar. And one of the things I was going to talk about in how you create possibilities in 2019 is by using that planner. This planner is the high performance planner by one of my mentors who doesn't know he's a mentor, Brendan Burchard. And it is so powerful. It is packed full of, it's a different way to do a calendar. Many times you just see the calendar, and I'm just going to put it up to the screen. I'm not going to show you everything that I wrote. You put it on the screen and all you see is the date and some lines to fill in. But Brendan, to become a high performance planner and to really get the possibilities out of life, he has you do some insight each and every day. He has you create a message for yourself. He has you map out what your top 3 goals, not for the year, not for the month, but for the day. Because all you have is right now. You don't have the next month. You don't know. You don't know if you have the full year, but you know what you have right now. So what are the top 3 things that you're going to work on right now? The universe rewards those who take massive action right now, not later, right now. So when you talk about that calendar, another coach told me years ago that if your calendar has more white on it than it has black, then that's the reason why your life isn't fulfilled. You've got to put something in action. You've got to write something down, write the vision and make it plain, no matter what the vision may be. Because as they say, dreaming and creating the vision is part of that planning too. So create those possibilities, check your calendar and check your checkbook, invest in yourself to the level that you expect to have a return. Little investment, little return. Big investment, big return. Now, what kind of return do you want? What do you want your ROI to be in 2019? The possibilities are endless, right, Chris?
Absolutely. Hey, let me add this. Let me add two things to this. When you're looking at your calendar is speaking to you. Your calendar is trying to tell you something. Your calendar and your checkbook, they're always speaking to you 24 hours a day. And they're saying, fill me up. They're letting you know that there's plenty of opportunity. You want to have an amazing 2019, you cannot start in January. It starts now. Like my good friend Harry Jameson just said in the chat room, he said, no procrastination. So write this quote down. This is a quote that's going to help you in 2019. Procrastination is a thief. Procrastination, the thief. Well, matter of fact, let's take that away. Procrastination is not a thief. Procrastination is a murderer. Procrastination is a murderer of dreams, goals, ideas. It's a murderer of things that you want in your world. And procrastination will tell you a story that, hey, I'll get to it. I'll do it later. I'll get around to it. And now you're back with that Marcus Aurelius quote that you're living as though you have 1,000 years to live, and you do not have 1,000 years to live. So pay attention to the story your checkbook and calendar are trying to tell you. Start putting things on there. So here's another thing to write down. AIM, AIM, aim your reading, aim your events, aim your activities. So you want to begin to only do things that's going to feed and fuel what it is that you want to make happen. Because if you're not feeding and fueling the dream, it's going to die of starvation, and procrastination will rob you of that. So real quick, along with your checkbook and calendar, here's what I want you to do. If your cell phone is available right now, like you're not watching the presentation on your cell phone, if you're watching it on your cell phone, do this later. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to look inside your phone, and I want you to go identify the last 10 people you talked to. Now, this is going to hurt some of you. I want you to look at the last 10 people you talked to. Were those conversations feeding and fueling the dream? Or were they sideshows? Were they distractions? Were they things that cause you to procrastinate? Were they feeding the procrastination? Were you talking to champions? Were you talking to people like a Billy Miller, like a Terrance? Were you talking to people that's going to have an expectation and place a demand that you rise higher? Or were you talking to people trying to get you to stay where you are and not venture out, not reach, not stretch, not grow? Because number two, the second thing that I want to share, it leads right into this, and I got to share this with you because I believe it's important, because I believe that we're all cut from the same cloth. I believe that we are on this call tonight because there's something that we're experiencing together. I'm not exempt from what I'm sharing with you at all. So number two is focus creates blindness. Write that down. Focus creates blindness. Going into 2019 and wanting to achieve some dreams, some goals, some big things that you have, all of this connects back to your why. It connects back to your vision. And what you're going to need in 2019 is focus. Focus will create a certain level of blindness. Tanoa Bond said, the vision is your purpose. Absolutely. Your vision is your purpose. So that's what you need to focus on. When it comes to your checkbook, your calendar, and your cell phone, if you've never tried this before, you tried everything else and you find yourself where you are in a place where you're still reaching and stretching, give this a try into 2019. If you just focus on the things that you want to make happen, you will create a certain level of blindness where you can't even see what other people are doing. You're not paying attention. Like little Duval, you're living your best life. You ain't got time to go back and forth with them. You know the song, right? So you ain't got time to go back and forth with anybody because you're so focused. You don't know what they got going on and you don't care. That's what's going to help you manifest some things in 2019 is that focus. And that focus will create that level of blindness that you need to stay on track and stay on the right path and get a good coach. My God, stop trying to do it on your own. Batman didn't do it on his own. Tonto didn't do it on his own. There you can find very few people, if any. Jesus didn't do it on his own. You're not going to be the first. So get a good coach in 2019. Amen to all my coaches out there. Make that little clip and send it to all your friends. Get a good coach.
I love it. We are talking to the possibilitarian here on the Unstoppable Story Show. Mr. Chris Gloss is dropping some nuggets in the house. So hopefully you've got your pen and your paper or your recording device and you are writing all these information, all these great nuggets down so that you can create possibilities in your life, not just in 2019, but starting right now. There's no time like the present. Procrastination is for people who plan to not go anywhere, but we are all unstoppable and we are all winners in this room. And so we are going to be putting our foot forward right now. We are digging in the sand. We are at the starting line and the gun has already gone off and we are fast forward ahead. And I love your quote about focus create blindness. And it always reminds me of the racehorse. And people, people maybe not know that racehorses, they intentionally have blinders placed around their eyes. And I would always wonder as a kid, well, why are they wearing that? What does that do? Well, what that does is that allows the horse not to be able to use its peripheral vision. So the horse can't see the horse that's on the left of them or the horse that's on the right of them. Why? Because the rider doesn't want the horse distracted. The only thing he wants the horse focusing on is that finish line. So if he can't look to his left and he can't look to his right, the only place he can look is forward. And that is what he focuses on. Too many of us in our life, we're all constantly looking to the left to see what he's doing or looking to the right to see what she's doing. And some of us, we even turn all the way around and look to see what they're doing behind us. And we get distracted. And the next thing we know, that other horse that's on the left of us or on the right of us who has the blinders on has blew right past us. You are only in a race with one person. And that's the man or the woman in the mirror. I love how people are trying. They say, I don't want to be the next Les Brown. I don't want to be the next Chris Gloss. Even though Chris Gloss is phenomenal, I want to be the best Terrance Leftridge because that's who I was created to be. And if I just focus on being that, if you just focus on being the best Chris, you focus on being the best Tanya, the next Marie, the best Billy Miller, then you have already won the race because focus creates blindness. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now you have a third tip, right? On how they can create the possibilities in their life, right?
Absolutely. So right before we jump into that third tip, write this down. It's an old quote, but it's worth writing down when it comes to focus. So it's an acronym for focus, FOCUS. It's worth writing down. So focus stands for forever on course until successful. Forever on course until successful. So think about like that horse with the blinders on. How do you know when you're successful? When you arrive at the place you always wanted to be. But even when you get to that place where you want to be, there still should be a level of dissatisfaction because many people that's watching this broadcast right now can attest to what I'm about to say. If you've achieved anything in life, you got to that particular place where you wanted to be for years. You got to that place and it felt like, wow, this all it was? Is this all it is? No balloons, no fireworks, no one running to give you flowers and take pictures with you. And even if they did, when that moment's over, like Zig Ziglar said, motivation only lasts for 24 hours, just like a shower. Hopefully you're taking another one, right? You're gonna need to get it back on again. Absolutely. So once you get to a place, you're gonna need another healthy injection to reach and strive for more, because forever on course until successful, when you get to that place, it should be a certain level of healthy dissatisfaction. Something in you is going to cry for more, because as you continue to go forward, just like Tanoa just mentioned in the chat room, as you continue to go forward, your dream, more of your vision, your purpose will be revealed, and it will continue to expand. And as it continues to expand, it gives you more to reach for. I hope you feel me on that. I hope you feel me on that now. Now, number 3, let's get to the third point. Write this down. Number 3, discover, design, deliver. Discover, deliver. One more time. I want you to say it out loud with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Discover,
design, deliver.
That's right. So making things happen in 2019, you got to discover what it is that you're really passionate about. And I'm not talking about on a surface level. What is it on a deep level? Something that you can anchor to. I'm not talking about, I want to do a show like Terrance, surface. Terrance is in his purpose. Don't look at what he's doing and make your decision based off what somebody else is doing. You need to connect to that deeper purpose, because when the storms come, trust me, and they're coming. Challenges come, they're coming. Hard times, they're coming to prove you, right? So you got to connect to whatever it is on a deeper level. Anchor to that thing on a deeper level. So no matter what comes, you won't give up, cave in, and quit. You got to discover that thing. You got to go digging. If you don't know where it is, if you don't know what it is, you got to keep digging. Don't tell me. I hate when I'm talking to someone and I'm in a coaching session or just having a conversation. I just don't know what my purpose is. So what are you doing about it? Oh, I'm waiting for the God to tell me. No, you better dig. It's already in you. You, like Terrance said, you came to the planet with it. You got to dig deep. Get some coaching to help you identify what it is. Quit doing it on your own and find out what it is you love to do more than anything else. What is it that you love to do and you would do it even if you weren't getting paid for it?
Absolutely.
Discover that thing that's deep on the inside of you. The second thing you do, once you discover it, now you got to design it. When I'm talking about design it, what you're ready to do is share it with the world. All the challenge came to you so they could go through you. It didn't come apart. So those stories, those challenges, that's the ammunition you need to communicate that message to a specific audience. Write this down. Your message, your dream, your goal, your idea, whatever it is that you're planning, there is a specific audience for you. It's a specific audience. And you got to tap into your audience. You cannot just throw things out. Okay, well, I'm just going to throw enough rice on the wall and hope some of it stick. No, 2019 is not for that thinking anymore. You got to have a specific audience that you're going after, and you got to know some information. Like in the marketing world, they call it an avatar. There's many things, your target market. There's many names for it, but you got to get specific with who your message is for. So you got to design whatever it is you're passionate about, and you want to package it for that particular marketplace or that particular audience to get your story out to cause impact. Write this down. My mentor, Les Brown, says impact drives income. Write that down. Impact drives income. You want more money? you're going to have to make a bigger impact. No way around it. More money, bigger impact. Designing and packaging what you're passionate about and using the ammunition that came to your life will help you. The last D, discover, design, deliver. You and I must make a decision when we come to the marketplace that we got to bring it. We got to go above the norm. When you hear the word average, average is the best of the worst. The worst of is the best of the worst, and the worst of the best is the bottom of the top and the top of the bottom. That's what average is. There is nothing about you that was born to be average, to be normal, to be everyday, like you're everybody else. You are unique. You have to bring it out in such a way where it is authentic. You don't need to be the next Les Brown. You don't need to be the next Harry Jameson. You don't need to be the next Noah Bond. You don't need to be the next Billy Miller. The world is waiting on you. And in 2019, when you deliver your message, when you decide you want to step out there to do whatever it is you want to do, you're going to have to deliver the world you. You. The world is looking for you, not just a redressed image of someone else. The world is waiting on you. So you're going to have to discover, design, and deliver. So when I don't want you to miss this point. When it comes to delivering, it's delivering an authentic you. There is something so beautiful and so magical about you. To Noah Bond just said, you need to be audaciously you. Absolutely, Terrance. If Terrance, you got to get to Noah Bond on your show. She is absolutely amazing. She has a phenomenal.
I remember we do have to reconnect to Noah Bond. We connected years ago, and so again, for me, part of 2019 is reconnecting with folks like you, connecting with all the people that have influenced me over my life, and I like how it ties into this because I'm creating new possibilities. And here's the thing: you can create new possibilities with old friends, with old colleagues, with old companies, with old circles of influence. Too many times you said earlier that you have to be authentically you, but you have to know who you are. But while we're out there waiting for God to give us a sign about who we are and what our purpose was, God has planted those people all around you. The person who your purpose is may be sitting right in front of you, waiting for you to recognize that your purpose was to connect with them. And so that's what one of the ways to create new possibilities. Look back around the people who are already in your life. You may think they are in your life to serve you, but they're actually there waiting on you to be of service to them. So great point. So to Noah Bond, please hit me, do a DM on the page, hit me up on my page. Let's connect. I am looking to bring people with great, fabulous, unstoppable stories onto the show, just like the Possibilitarian in 2019. So thank you, Chris, for creating that new possibility in my life. Look, you just did it right here on the show.
Hey, you said something powerful too, Terrance. Everybody that's in the chat room, whether you're live or watching the replay, connect with the other people that's in the audience, because you would be connecting with like-minded people. The only people that are showing up are those champions, those people that's looking to be a part of a community. So let's connect with each other. Connect with myself, connect with the other people in the chat room, because with all of us working together, we'll be able to make serious impact, and synergy will be developed where we can share ideas, thoughts, and concepts where 2019 will crush it together. We'll crush it together. So let's connect with everybody that you see in that chat room right now. Also connect with me as well by just clicking the friend button, and we'll all make 2019 amazing.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I want to touch on that last point, and then we're going to close out. I appreciate everybody who's watching us, the 12 live viewers that's watching us. We've already had over 120 comments to your presentation today, Chris. So you are definitely in people's seats. You are sitting in their pew, and you are really creating new possibilities for them as we end 2018 going into 2019. But those 3 points: discover, design, and deliver. I just want to talk to it from my vantage point. In 2018, I helped 7 individuals become first-time authors with the book that, again, is on sale right now. You Are Unstoppable: Moving from Past to Purpose. And part of the whole premise was about possibility, the possibilities of when you move from past to purpose. But part of that had to do with the 3 things you said: discover, design, and that last word, deliver. Many of us discover what it is that our purpose is. Many of us put steps in place to work and to walk in our purpose, but we get stuck at that last word, the deliverables, creating the deliverables, doing the work, putting in the action. That is where the average people are separated from the unstoppable people. See, I can create a book and put it on my shelf, and the people who need to read it will never read it. But when I take that book off my shelf and put it in front of you, Chris, and give you the opportunity to read that book, then I've created a new possibility, not only in your life, but in my life too. That's the deliverable. In 2019, we have to send and create and put out the deliverables. Somebody put it in the chat room: put out the deliverables. That's your gift. Deliver your gift to the people that need to be, the people who need to hear it, the people who need to see it. I need you to be your own Amazon corporation. I need you to constantly be sending your message out, sending your gifts out all across the country, because I guarantee you, and I know for a fact that because I have been consistent, this show has been on video live streaming for over a year. It's been in radio for 4 years, but because I continued to send out the deliverables. Chris Gloss is the possibilitarian across the world because he consistently talks about the possibilities. Billy Miller is the motivational minister because he constantly talks about motivation. If you want to go to the next level in 2019 and no longer be average, but truly be unstoppable and live the life you were not supposed to live, but the life you were created to live, you've got to deliver the deliverables. All right, I'm off my soapbox. That's just how important it is to me, Chris, to get that message across. Right. It's important. There's too many of us, normal, everyday people, that have so much to give to the world, but we're not delivering the deliverables, and therefore the world is not seeing the possibilities of what it could be. But now there's somebody on this show watching, meeting you for the first time, and they want to create a new possibility in their life. They want to be like the person behind you in that picture. They want to be like the champ. They want to get off the ground and live up and walk like a champion, like Muhammad Ali. And the only way they can do that is by having a closer relationship with the possibilitarian himself. So how can they get in contact with you? And what do you have coming up that they might be interested in, Chris?
Now, that's fantastic. Well, those that are watching on Facebook, just go ahead and connect to Chris Gloss. But outside of that, you can visit www.chrisgloss.com. That's ChrisGloss.com. And there you have all my links to connect with me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope, and whatever else is out there. You can connect with me. But now let me share this with you, something very specific, because in 2019, there's a specific group of people that I'm working with. In 2019, my primary focus is working with speakers and consultants. Speakers and consultants in 2019, because based on some research that I've done in 2018, and with an organization that I work with that I'm certified as a master practitioner through, Here's some things we identified that, and coaches as well, speakers, coaches, and consultants. Here's something that we identified, especially when it comes to people that are coaches, that there is some things that stand between where they are and where they want to be. And even if they know what that thing is, what to do about it is what's hurting them. What to do about it is what's causing them to suffer. So there's a couple of courses that I'm releasing. There's one course that I will release around Christmas time, and it deals with target marketing. And the reason why is because a lot of people are not really clear on who they are going after. And by you not being clear, you waste time, you waste energy, and you waste money. Now, that's just one part of it. There's some other parts, but if you're not clear about your market, if you've ever said, if somebody said, okay, so who you're going after, who's your ideal customer, and you say everybody, there's something seriously wrong. And you say, well, no, everybody can use my coaching. No, everybody's not looking for your specific coaching. You got to be able to narrow it down. And most trainings that you go to, most seminars, most conferences you go to, they talk about everything after this process. So what we've done in 2018 is we've done some research, and we've got a phenomenal program that we're launching. So just reach out to me, and you may be one of the beta testers. There's some beta testers I'm looking for, maybe 15 or 20 beta testers. Just reach out to me and let me know you'd like to be one of the beta testers, and we'll talk about getting you to be one of those beta testers for that program. But outside of that, in 2019, we are specifically focused on, myself and my team, we are specifically focused on helping speakers, coaches, and consultants remove the gap that's standing in the way, keeping them from where they are and where they want to be. We are removing that gap in 2019. So if you want to be along for that ride, go ahead and connect with me, inbox me. I would love to work with you. When I say I would love to work with you, if you're a speaker, a coach, or a consultant, just know 2019, we are removing those things that stand between you. And so you don't have to deal with unsuccessful years anymore. So just connect with me and we'll do that. Everyone else, just connect, because we're going to do a lot of live streams on YouTube, Facebook Live, and other platforms. And we have other courses that you could benefit from, but that's going to be my extreme focus. It's not to say I won't work with you, but those are the people that I'm looking to work with first in 2019.
See, he just gave you a coaching lesson right there. He said, if you think you can work with everybody, then something is extremely flawed with the way you are thinking. And then he came back around and he told you exactly him, Chris Gloss, the coach, who he wants to work with: speakers, coaches, and consultants. So he just gave you a free lesson right there if you picked it up. And if you didn't pick it up, go watch the replay and pick it up. You'll pick it up then. I love it. I love it. Chris Gloss, the possibilitarian man. From day one, I have loved our connection, and I'm sorry on my part that our connection has sometimes been more distance than close, but we're going to do something about that in 2019 because, this doesn't happen by chance. We were meant to collaborate on this show. And Tanoa Bond is already saying breaking news in the chat room that you don't know yet, but you about to be working with her in 2019 as well. So look out, boy. You are going, if you thought you was already in demand, watch out about what 2019 is going to be for you. So I appreciate you.
If there's anybody I love working with, a person of excellence, and I'm telling you, one of the sharpest minds I've ever met on the planet to this date, that's Tanoa Bond. That mind of hers, oh my God. If you're in that chat room, connect. Terrance attracts people like this. Terrance attracts winners. Terrance attracts unstoppable champions. So if they're following Terrance, connect with them, because they're going to follow Terrance. We're all going to follow Terrance to that next level because we're unstoppable and we are going to continue to be unstoppable champions.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. You guys check out Chris Gloss at chrisgloss.com. He's the champion. He is the possibilitarian. And he just hit you with some fabulous nuggets on how you can create possibilities for your own life in 2019. But it starts with that decision. And then you've got to focus, because focus creates blindness. And then you've got to do the 3Ds. You have got to discover, you've got to design, and finally, you've got to deliver. If you do all three of those things, then you know what? You may just find yourself no longer stuck, but simply unstoppable. Hey, thank you, Chris Gloss. I appreciate you. Please, I'm gonna send you back down into the chat room. Please put your information in the chat room in the comments for our people who are gonna watch it in the replay. And again, the Unstoppable Story Show is open for you whenever you want to come back. If you want to announce one of your new programs or one of your new workshops on the Unstoppable Story Show, you are always welcome here, my friend.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you.
All right, don't hang up. I'm gonna talk to you offline in just a second, but thank you so much, Chris Gloss, as we send him back down to the chat room, into the green room. Man, what a great show. What a great show. Let's see. Tanoa Bond, no longer stuck, but unstoppable. Yes, indeed. Diamond Queen, he does. Yes, and you know what? I like to call myself the connected to, but this show is not about me. This show is about focusing on all of the unstoppable, everyday people across the world. You know, God gave me this vision to share this platform so that other people, everyday people, just like you and me, who are doing unstoppable things, could share their story so that you could know that you could do it too, simply because you got a chance to see that somebody else is already doing it. So I humbly thank all of you for watching the show throughout the year. This is the holiday season. It's time to reflect. It's time to celebrate with family and friends, but don't stop planning for 2019. Start right now to take that massive action. And if you take that massive action right now, I guarantee you that you are going to have unstoppable results in 2019. And as far as 2019 is concerned, this is the last show for 2018. I'm going to take a little vacation time, work on some things behind the scenes, but we're going to be coming back hard, strong, and on fire in 2019 on the Unstoppable Story Show. So as in parting, as I always say, wherever you are in the world today, don't just make it a great day. Discover, design, and deliver, and go out and make it an unstoppable day. Take care. Happy holidays.